All right, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna get down a little bit lower so I'm in the frame, is go over the basics of focusing with a microscope, how you should find it, to store, get it out of storage, put it away properly, just to get the basics down, okay? So if you follow these specific steps in this specific way, you should always be able to find what you're looking for and focus within really just a few seconds. It should only take. So the microscope should be in a position like this where the stage is as low as possible. And that means that on the side of the microscope are the focus knobs, the coarse and fine focus. That's what moves the stage. So you want to have those moved all the way down, and that's the proper way that it's stored. Also, these are the objectives. That's what magnifies the samples that you're looking at. The smallest or lowest one, which we'll get to, that's the one that should be in place when it was stored. If it's a different one's in place, it was stored improperly. And that's what you should do when you're done, is always put that smallest one, the lowest power, in place. So it should be like this when you receive it. So you obviously will need power. So you're going to have to take the cord, different ways of winding up a cord. Some are better than others, but you would get this and plug it in. And you have to find the power. Every microscope is going to be a little bit different as where you're going to find a power switch. Sometimes it's separate from the light intensity. They're two separate switches. Sometimes it's the same switch. So in this microscope, it's the same thing. There's just a little knob or dial on the side. And when I turn it, you should be able to see, hopefully, there's some light coming out of this, all right? So you wouldn't be moving your microscope around like that. Just find it and then look down at the stage. Now, what a lot of people do incorrectly is they start looking through the microscope really early on. You should avoid looking through the oculars, or the eyepieces, okay, called the oculars. Avoid looking through them until you're at the right point in time, right? And I'll tell you when that actually is, but it's not at the start, and it's not actually for a couple steps in, okay? So what you want to do is have the stage as low as possible, have the light on, right? And then what you're going to do is get your slide. So if the slide is already prepared, or you prepared the slide, now you're going to put it onto the stage. So putting it on the stage is a point where a lot of people mess things up. So this is a mechanical stage. It has stage clips. So this one is cleaned, and so now it's got a little bit of moisture on here. So there shouldn't be anything on it. Oil, water, anything like that should be dry. Your slide should be clean also and dry, otherwise it's going to stick. There's a little metal frame here, with a little right angle in the corner. Your slide should nest into that. Hopefully you can kind of see into this corner. And then this spring-loaded hinge should hold the slide in place. And that way, we'll get to how these move, but as the slide is moved around like this, you can see that clip is holding the slide in place. It pinches it from the sides. It does not sit on top of it. There's some simple older ones that just hold it in place, but you want to be able to move it around, so it's a mechanical stage. Okay, so you have your microscope with the slide on the stage. Now the next thing you're going to do is, before again looking through here, on the side of the stage is an XY axis, sometimes called rack and pinion. It moves the stage. See, the whole stage is moving forward and backward, or you can't see it on that angle, but you see the slide is moving from left to right. So there's these two knobs. Now often when you focus with the microscope or work with the microscope, one hand is often on that, moving the slide, your samples around, and the other hand is on the focus. So when you get to that point, you're not there yet, you're going to be kind of using your left hand for focusing and the right hand for moving things around. That's ideal if you can do that. That's the best. You should be able to look at your slide and see that there's something on it. So if you performed a stain, or someone performed a stain on the slide for you, you should just, without looking through here, be looking with your eyes directly at the slide, and you should see maybe a blue spot, or a purple spot, or a pink spot, or a green spot. Whatever the thing is that's on the slide has probably some color to it if it's been stained. And you should see that, and you should move it so that it's in the path of light. So the path of light coming up from down below, through the condenser, up now and hitting your slide. You should see that, and you should try to put that in there. If your sample, if a slide like this, if your sample is all the way over here on the right, but you're aiming essentially over here, well, obviously you're not going to see anything. And if you start by looking through the eyepieces and moving around, it's just going to take a very long time. So, put your sample in a position so it's lined up. Now what you should do is, again, watching this from the side to make sure you didn't make a mistake, raise the stage. This is the key to focusing. Raise the stage as high as it will possibly go. And once it can't go anymore, stop, and that's your starting position. Okay, that'll always be your starting position, will be the lowest power 4x objective in place, the slide in a position so that it's directly in line with the sample and the objective and the light path, and the stage as high up as possible. At this point, your sample should be already almost in focus. You shouldn't have to do very much to focus it, honestly. So, the other thing you might have to adjust is, hopefully you can see this, light level, right? So, I'm not adjusting, there's that knob adjusts the actual light intensity from the bulb, but there's something else I'm doing here that you hopefully can see that is really changing the light. So in the condenser, underneath the stage, is a lever that controls the iris diaphragm. So it kind of opens and closes. It's very important that you adjust that, or at least know that it exists, and play with it a little bit. Because if it's wide open, what's going to happen is the light is going to be so bright, it might be blinding you. Then you're going to turn this down, but what's going to happen is then the contrast might not be high enough. And you want to have good contrast. So you want to have the light coming from here at a decent level, and then you want to open this up a little bit. And then when you look through, now you would look through. And if you see something, good. If not, if it looks too bright, kind of you can close this a little bit. And then for me, now this looks much better. At first, especially if you're looking at bacteria, you're not going to see any bacteria. You will not see any bacteria until you go through several steps of this process. But what you will see is kind of a colorful blob of something. Right? And so if it was stained with a blue dye, you might see a blue blob. If it was stained with a pink dye or green dye, you're going to see different color blobs. What you want to do is make that blob, that splatter shape, as crisp and sharp on the edges as possible. So, and you want to move it to the center of your field of view. So the area that you're looking at is the field of view. Now, the eyepieces as well, the oculars, can move from side to side. Okay, so you can move these forward and like side, further out. Everybody's eyes, your pupillary distance is a little bit different. So what you want to do is go to look, and if you see two circles really far away, start to push them together until those two circles merge. And when those two circles merge, then it's probably adjusted for your eyes. So you look at that. In addition, some microscopes like this one has an independent focus for one eye over the other. So what you want to do at first is now take the focus knob on the side and start to turn. So you can turn it with your right hand or left hand, whichever one you want. So I'd move the slide until I get it, okay, so it's nice and centered, and then I'm gonna do this. You can't see what I'm seeing, but the idea is I would be doing this until I get a sharp, clear image. Once what I'm looking at is centered, and it's a sharp, clear image, now, without touching anything else, I'm just gonna rotate the objectives. A parfocal microscope should stay in focus as you change the power, right, of the objective. So as I go from the 4x to the 10x objective, it should stay roughly in focus. So now if you look through, you might say, oh, what I was looking at is slightly moved. So that's fine. So first thing you're gonna do is try to recenter what it is you're looking at. And you can say, it's a little bit blurry. So now, like as if you've gone to an eye doctor and they're like, better, worse, you can adjust it. So now you're gonna turn the focus in one direction. And if it looks like it's getting better, keep going. If it looks like it's getting more blurry, you can't tell, stop, and then turn it back in the other direction. And if it looks like it's getting sharper, then keep going until it looks very, very sharp. All right, and then stop. Depending on the sample, maybe that's all you would need, you know, the 4x, 10x, and that's all. Looking at bacteria, you're gonna need a lot more magnification. That's not gonna be enough. It's still, all you will see is sort of a colorful blob. And now it should be centered and very sharp. The other thing is, if you're looking at a sample, let's just pretend, just say this colorful, this cap is what you're looking at on the slide. There's like a colorful circular blob of something on the slide. You don't want to be right in the dead center of it. What you would like to be is the center of your field of view would have the edge of that blob in the center of your field of view. And that's because as you zoom in and zoom in and zoom in, you're going to want to be looking right on the edge of that, because that's where the cells are going to be more spread out. If you're looking dead center of your big colorful blob, that's probably, there's a lot of cells there, and there's maybe cells on top of cells on top of cells. And as you keep focusing in, it's going to be harder to see individual cells. So now as you get to this point, you're going to want to start to move, so you're just slightly off on the edge of the sample you're looking at. So you refocus at the 10x, rotate into the 40x. Every time you rotate, you should be watching, making sure it doesn't accidentally bump the slide or touch it. None of these objectives, the 4, the 10, or the 40, should touch your slide. None of them should touch the slide. Okay. And so now you, again, it'll probably be a little bit blurry. You refocus it, you readjust it so that it's centered, and that, again, that might be it. So for some cells that are big enough, you might see them at this 40x. For bacteria, you're going to have to use oil immersion, which I'm going to do in a separate video to kind of go through all these steps again and then get into oil and out of oil. That will be a separate topic. So the basic focusing procedure would be, so I'm going to go back out again. You start off with your microscope in the lowest possible position. Take your sample. It has something on it. Make sure you look at the slide and say, oh yeah, there's something actually on the slide. You can kind of see that. Make sure the sample is up. So what do I mean? The bacteria or what cells or whatever they are going to be put on one side of the glass slide. Okay? And then they're dried or fixed or however they're put on there. If you put your microscope slide on the stage upside down, so the cells are facing down, you will be able to focus at the 4x and probably still at the 10x. But you cannot focus under the 40 or 100x. It's not possible because of the thickness of the glass. So you need to make sure that your sample that you're looking at is on the top of the glass. And usually you can tell by just holding a slide up to the light and then looking at it, and as the light hits it, if the whole thing like has a reflection across the surface, it's probably the clean bottom surface. If you look at it and you kind of see, oh, it's kind of dull, there's this dull patch of color, that's because that's a dried stain there. So make sure your cells are up. You put that on the slide in your microscope stage clips. You adjust it so it's holding it. You move it so that it's centered. Your 4x is in place. You've lined up your sample. You raise the stage as high as it will possibly go. You look through it. You make sure you adjust the eyepieces, and you should see something. You should see like a blue, purple, pink, a blob of some color. Now you want to focus to try to get it nice and sharp. Once it's sharp, you just rotate to the next power. Make sure it's locked in place. If you need to adjust the light, go up or down. If you need to adjust the iris diaphragm, move it left or right. Now you want to go to another power up, go to the 40x, 40x objective. Same thing, potentially recenter it or move now to the edge of the sample so you can see individual cells. Refocus, maybe change your light level until you see the slide. Now, that could be it. That could be where you're done, or you might need to go into oil. That'll be the next video. When you're finished, what you should do is rotate this to the low power and then lower the stage, and then that's when you would pull the slide off, okay? And then you'd be ready to go on to the next step.